Next is the public hearing on the management and lease agreements with New Direction Golf Management Corporation for the Front Royal Golf Club. That's Mr. Stanley.
Yes, I'll actually be covering the information for you tonight. In June 2017, Warren County issued a request for proposals seeking proposals for qualified individuals or businesses to lease and manage the Front Royal Golf Club, which is located at 902 Country Club Road in Front Royal. The county has owned and operated the club since 2005, but as with many localities, significant budget cuts have occurred since the recession. While it is the primary goal of the county to retain as many core county services as possible, such as public safety and infrastructure management, we realize the history, beauty, and value of the course to our community. Given those factors, the county would prefer to retain the Front Royal Golf Club as a golf course for an amenity for our residents via a different management while refocusing on core county services. Since the time of the original RFP, the county released 4 additional RFPs in an effort to find an individual or business that had both the management experience and financial capabilities to take over course operations. The most recent RFP that was issued in September 2019 resulted in the submittal of 1 proposal from New Direction Golf Management Corporation, or New Direction. New Direction has extensive experience in the operation and maintenance of golf courses and currently runs the Gauntlet Golf Club, which is in Stafford County under a very similar situation to Warren County's. New Direction, their proposal outlines a variety of options to improve the course and to grow the game of golf for our entire community. The terms of the proposed management lease agreement stipulate that Warren County will be responsible for an annual management fee of $100,000 payable to New Direction for the management of the golf club for an initial term of 36 months. This amount would be payable monthly. At the end of the initial term, New Direction will have 1 option to extend the agreement for an additional 36 months with an annual management fee reduced to $70,000. Any costs that are incurred that exceed these amounts would be the responsibility of New Direction, not the county. Virginia Code Section 15.2-1800 provides that the county must have a public hearing prior to taking action to adopt the proposed lease. The public hearing has been properly advertised, and staff welcomes any comments that the public may have or the board may have on this proposed project. I would like to take a moment to again introduce Mike Bird, who's in the back of the room. He's the president of New Direction. And between Mr. Bird, myself, Mr. Ham, and Mr. Stanley, we should be able to answer any questions that you might have.
Would the applicant like to come up and say anything at all?
Mr. Chairman, the board, thank you for the opportunity to come before you tonight. It's pretty exciting times. It's exciting because you have a wonderful asset in this community. And unfortunately, it's been a little bit underutilized, and both by the public and maybe some of the other activities that can happen at the course. We've evaluated it very closely. We see that it could fit very nicely in this community. But most importantly, it's going to be the leader in growing the game of golf in this community. You are very proud of the fact that you have a lot of holes per capita. But what we need is a lot more golfers playing in this community. And what the goal for Front Royal will be, under the leadership of New Direction, is to grow the game. We know this because we're already starting to see that excitement. We've already started to field calls at the Gauntlet Golf Course for PGA Junior League, so the excitement is there. However, that's happened dynamically. It's happened, so we feel it and we're very excited about that. For those of you that we've given you a pretty extensive report on who we are, what our company is about. New Direction Golf Management is a new company, but let me just say a couple of things about to the public who New Direction is. New Direction Golf Management is committed to providing the leadership necessary to sustain a vibrant and active golf community for all ages and genders. The team of New Direction holds a true passion for the game of golf from the top down. It is the company culture that separates New Direction Golf Management from other firms in this industry. The team of New Direction has training and seeking the community outreach programs with the hopes of exposing golf to those that might have not or thought or may not have the means and opportunities to have a golf experience. New Direction Golf Management has recognition in receiving not 2, but recently 3 grants from the Middle Atlantic section of the PGA, aiding in their ability to grow the game within the communities. New Direction will provide leadership to Warren County and the neighboring communities for the growth of the game at Front Royal Golf Course and all of Warren County. The team of player development representatives at New Direction Golf Management will ensure that there is an active master calendar of programs and initiatives targeted to create potential players of all ages, social, and economic backgrounds. These programs will include competitive leagues, tournaments, golf instruction through the Fredericksburg Golf and Sports Academy and other events for golfers. Potential golfers and non-golfers playing an important role in the creation, development, and sustainment of the interest of the game here at Front Royal Golf Course. The keys to success for New Direction Golf Management and Front Royal will be in providing the playing conditions at the most affordable rates, making it the best value for players of Warren County and the surrounding areas. At the end of the day, what we are here to do is we're here to bring excitement and enthusiasm for the game of golf in Warren County. We're good at it, and when we say we're going to do it, we do it. So I hope that the board finds it in the best interest to bring New Direction Golf Management as a partner for Warren County. I think you'll all be very happy that you made that decision. If there's any other questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Thank you very much. Does the board have any questions or concerns for the staff or for the applicant? Hearing none. The public hearing is now open. Is there anyone signed up for talking about this?
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Rocco.
Yep, thank you.
Hi, Mr. Rocco. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. County President Kenneth Rocco of the 497 Forest Grove Road, Middletown, and Mr. Chairman, Supervisors, and Ms. Secretary. First of all, I've been part of the Front Royal Golf Advisory Committee for a while, and we went through a lot of iterations. I'm talking not just to you, but also to some of the people in the audience too. We went through a lot of iterations on what was the best choices. We looked at how do we take a facility that we know is really in good condition, and the Parks and Recreation did a great job of recovering from the big rainfalls that we had not too long ago. And it's really in good shape. But we don't run a golf course, so to speak. We don't have professionals there. We don't have a big staff. We don't cater to the golfing community on a regular basis. We have part-time staff there, and that's fine and dandy. But if you really want to make it grow, you really have to have those who do it for a living perform that service. We look at the economic implications for the county. And it takes a while to build a clientele. It takes a while to get the staff. So you have to look at the way, the balance between economics and expenditures and revenues, and see how long could we possibly look for a return on investment. As you know, in the budget, we are looking for ways to reduce money in the budget. So one of the options that we had was to look at, can someone come and take over the course, help us reduce our annual expenditure for the course, yet grow the game and grow the potential of such as Brandy so notably mentioned, a beautiful piece of land. Okay. Now the golf course is a golf course, yes, but people don't realize that there's great access for a river down there. It's just a beautiful piece of property, and I wasn't around for the heyday before the floods, but I understand that there used to be a country club and a clubhouse and a swimming pool and all kinds of activity going on down there. But I think that New Direction, whom we are talking about today, offers a unique approach to the game. They use technology, they use social media, they're very, I hate the word savvy, but let's use that word. They're very savvy at it. They run the gauntlet, and I used to play the gauntlet, so it's not like it's unknown to me. And they do a good job of attracting people, not just in the areas surrounding the golf course, but I live up in northern Virginia, and I even travel down I-95, which is nobody's piece of cake. So I think the answer to what I'm trying to say is that we look at a lot of options. We heard discussions, we heard about people saying we used to sell the course, we could close the course, and a lot of different options. But we think that the approach that we, as a committee, have looked at is to decide to recommend to you to proceed with this. And really, if you look at the budget item as a line item, it's actually saving us money over what historically we've been paying over the last couple of years. So reality is cost savings and opportunity to see where it goes. And I appreciate you listening to me. Thank you.
Shelley, is there anyone else who signed up for speaking?
Yeah, sure.
Good evening, I'm Gary Cushman, 1106 Fetch Road in Browntown. Unlike the previous speaker, I think there's an option that they didn't look at, and that is to not have a golf course down there. I attended the work session on this matter previously, and as I understand it, we're getting ready to consider a 3-year contract, paying them $100,000 a year. And then they, at their choice, have an option to extend that for 2 more 5-year periods. We already have 4 other golf courses, so it's not like we don't have golfing opportunities in this county. And although it does provide a recreational opportunity, the one we're talking about, it's not available anyplace else. And the only other benefit to the county is it's a walking trail down on the Shenandoah River. Well, that's just great. But we're going to pay somebody to make money off of county property. It just seems crazy to me that normally when you lease something to somebody, you get a return on it. As I understand it, the contractor is going to take the profit out of this. The county's not going to get any money out of this. We're going to pay $100,000 a year. And what we get for that is being able to have another golf course for people to go and play golf on. There's 4 other courses that they can play on. Now, I understand that there's some issue about the property having been donated by somebody originally, and we have a requirement if we're going to continue to be a steward of the property that some golfing has to occur there. So maybe this thing should not be decided tonight, but should get further analysis on determining whether we want to keep this property at all and save the $100,000 and put it back into private ownership so that the county gets a tax benefit out of it in the future. So I guess I'm just urging y'all to not vote on this tonight. That I don't think it's been properly considered about the benefit of just getting rid of the property. I don't think it's going to be worth continuing to pay $100,000 a year for 3 years on this contract, and then potentially 5 more extensions at the contractor's choice. We don't have a say in the matter. At the end of 3 years, if they decide they're making enough money on it, they want to continue, they'll say, yeah, okay, we're going to go another 5 years. So that's another $100,000 a year. If we do go forward with this, I think that there should be a provision that there's profit sharing. That once the capital investments that they make are paid back, that there's maybe a 50-50 split on the profit. So now we start getting something back from it and not just spending the $100,000 a year. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else?
Paul Gabbard.
I'm Mr. Gabbard.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and the rest of the board. Everything that Mr. Kushner said is, I could say the same thing. But I think When I look at it, I've been playing golf since I was 25 years old. So that's a long time. This golf course will never, ever be a golf course that people will come from the city to play. It will never be a golf course that will take people away from the golf courses that are already here. There is no way. This golf course, it's a shame that it has to stay a golf course, but it's not a money-making golf course, and it never will be. People come from Herndon, they come from Maryland, they come from all over the place to play the courses that are already here. They're nice courses, they're great courses. This course, there's no hope for it to be even a golf course. I don't know what you can do with it. Turn it into a big dog run or a big dog park. But as a golf course, there's no turning it into a lucrative golf course. And like Gary said, paying $100,000 a year, what a waste of money. Thank you.
Thank you. Shelley, is anyone else signed up to speak?
No, no, sir.
Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak that hasn't signed up? Yes, ma'am. Please come up and state your name and address.
My name is Ginger Morrison Winkler. My father built Shenandoah Valley Golf Course and then subsequently built Bowling Green. I presently live in Charlottesville. I've lived there for over 40 years. But since my mother's passing, my brother and I have been the owners of Bowling Green and working very diligently at that. The last gentleman that just spoke is spot on. To think the proposal that has been given to you sounds good. It sounds as though it is something that allows the county to wash their hands of the golf course, because that's not your job. It's not. It's nice to have that as a county golf course. But as he said, there are so many holes here in the county attempting to make a go of it. It would be ludicrous for anyone to think that we have not, all of these courses have not done all of those things that Mr. Bird has suggested. The social media, the youth camps. Bowling Green has a lot going on right now as far as in the works for that. The demographics of this county are vastly different from Stafford on a lot of different levels. I think about how much we pay in taxes. Enormous amount. No one has any idea, the general public. The upkeep also of a golf course is astronomical. No one has a clue what it costs to keep a golf course going. That's why conditions get poor unless money is poured in and poured in. I totally agree with what the gentleman said about this course is never going to bring in tourism. I mean, it's a beautiful property. It's gorgeous. I love it, but to think that people are going to drive from Stafford here to play a 9-hole course when we have championship courses surrounding the area with other amenities as well. So as a taxpayer to this county and with a vast history in the industry, I have a great amount of disagreement with continuing this. I understand that there are legal implications involving the family, and the fact that the original gifting of this course was to keep it as a golf course. But it just still seems just out of control to keep this thing going. I know it's complicated, but I felt like I needed to say something about the taxes and the fact that I see this as a losing game.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Well, please let her first.
I'm Linda McDonough, 1205 High Top Road, Linden, Virginia. And I am, or have been, one of the employees that actually work at Country Club, Hidden Creek in Herndon, and Evergreen in Haymarket. And I was one of the maintenance persons that did work on greens and everything. And this deal, I agree that the $100,000 a year is just, it's too much. And they're going to be maybe, possibly making money off of it too. And I just don't agree that it should be tabled, maybe looked into it more before trying to make an agreement. So I was at the work session and did learn about the family and how they wanted it to be a golf course and everything. Well, why can't they just give it back to the family, wash our hands of it, and then we won't have this $100,000? Because in the budget now, I just don't think that we should afford it. And to make the budget, it shouldn't come from taking stuff away from the children or the schools or the police officers or the rescue people. It should come from things like this. Good golly, Warren County owns so many properties. It's like that's one of our basic problems, is all of the different properties that Warren County owns. Was either gifted or taken by taxes or however it is that they got it. It's just costing us an arm and a leg. We have to get rid of some of these things. Scale down, just like all of us have to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Mr. Bagley, did you want to say something?
Yes, sir. Harold Bagley, 327 Liberty Hall Road, Front Hall, Virginia. And I'll reiterate what Justin said. It's a waste of money. The taxpayers have to pick up that $100,000, give it back to those people. It's not helping us. It's just getting into our tax money. And to save that money and go other places and save money and cut the damn taxes instead of holding their own or raising them, cut them. And that's the way you can cut them, by cutting out this nonsense. And I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hope you have a good evening.
You too.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Yes, sir.
My name is Stage Miller. I live at 1319 Everbowden Drive in Front Royal. Didn't plan on speaking tonight on this public hearing, but I've heard a lot of people talk about $100,000 in taxes, what it would save, what we could do with that. Well, I would ask this board to peruse your budget and point out any recreational activity that turns a surplus or profit. Any skateboard park, there's no revenue there. Walking trails, there's no revenue there. Rockland Park, there's no revenue there. Gertrude Miller Park, there's no revenue there. Name one facility that makes money. I left off Bing Crosby Stadium. That's the privilege of only 2 people that I know of that play there. I started caddying it out at Front Royal Golf Club in about 1958, somewhere around there. I learned the game by caddying for a fellow named Judge Marshall. He was Elliot D. Marshall. Some of y'all might remember him. I know Mr. Fox does, and I think Mr. Stanley does. I'm sure Tony does also. I played 18 holes today with 7 of my better friends, 2 foursomes. We had a good time out there playing golf. The weather was a little bit cool, but it was very, very enjoyable. There aren't too many recreation activities out there for people my age and my friends' ages. Golf is one of those things that we continue to play. We play all year round. 40 degrees is about our limit when it comes to that. But we get out there and we play. We have a good time. We spend money at the clubhouse. We don't tear up the course. And I'm impressed by the way the county and the Parks and Recreation Department has started to maintain the course. It is in better condition today than it has been for quite a number of years. The greens are a little rough, but it's to be expected at this time of year. I urge you to keep the golf course open for those who still enjoy playing around the golf. I also play at Bowling Green, Shenandoah, Blue Ridge Shadows, Sly Fox. I play them all in Front Royal and Warren County. I'm glad that we have 6 courses. There's 6, not 5. And I hope to continue playing at the Front Royal Golf Club. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for your time. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Is there anyone else in the audience who'd like to speak? Final call. This public hearing is now closed. What's the pleasure of the board?
I have a question first.
Yes, sir.
Because we've got an updated lease agreement. I guess, Mr. Ham, that was changed a little bit. Would you want to expand on that?
Yes, from my understanding from some of the concerns at the work session were transmitted to New Direction. So the terms were changed to the same $100,000 for the same 36 months initially, and then the price is reduced to $70,000 a year rather than the previous 100, and it's only a 36-month extension. I think previously it was 2 5-year extensions. So those are the changes. I've worked with the New Direction Golf Management Corporation's attorney over the last week or so, and if the board wants to do it, the contract is in an acceptable position, but it's up to the policymakers to decide what they want to do.
I have a question, if you will.
Yes, sir.
The receipts from the golf course, if we go forward with this, where do the receipts go? The income that's paid to play the golf course? I want a clarification on that. Does that go to the contract?
New Direction.
In terms of New Direction, can you answer that?
It does not come back.
But they're responsible for upkeep, for insurance, for everything, and then any receipts or revenues they get, it would go back to them.
The receipts go to them. Okay.
Mr. Stanley, what is the current cost to run the golf course to the county now?
Ms. Falsh's got the figure. She was ready for your question.
I was looking over the last 5 years, and in 2014, the course operated at a deficit of just over $41,000, but that also includes the miscellaneous income of $100,000 from where Dominion was leasing property when they were constructing the power plant. 2015, there was a deficit of $151,534. 2016, a deficit of $141,317. 17 was just over $118,000, and 18 was just over $134,000. So for the last 4 years, there's been an average loss of just over $136,000.
Mr. Chairman, given what we've heard here tonight, I think that I'd like to make a motion to table this so that we can delve into it further. And I'd also like to understand the legal implications of the bequeathing of the golf course. I haven't read that will and testament. I don't understand what the terms and conditions are. And I think it would prepare us to make a better decision moving forward if we had that information. So I make a motion that we table this.
Make a motion to postpone?
Yeah. Table, postpone, whatever?
Postpone, you can have discussion, table, you can.
Okay.
Technically, if that's what the rules we adopted, I'm not sure if we did that or not. And we're back to Robert's rule. I know it's a
I
matter
think you
of
get to
semantics.
well, I would allow you to discuss either way. We're
Okay, well, I just know one way, that's what.
I think either way, we know what she wants to do.
Exactly.
I just had a question though before, and that was as far as this time of year, and I'm not sure who would be able to answer that, but this is the time of year, I think. No, I agree with the table, but this is the time of year, I think they start preparing for the upcoming season. There's certain things that have to be done as far as fertilizing, weed killer, whatever. So I just didn't know what those kind of deadlines were.
The groundhog saw his shadow, so what, anybody can tell me?
I can't speak for Mr. Byrd, he probably could, but I think, obviously the sooner the better. I would say if we could postpone to the March 3rd meeting and try to get, certainly I can get with legal counsel, we can get those questions answered and put it back on the
Did you want
agenda.
to have a work session before, you were
Yes,
requesting
absolutely.
that
Can we-
before the 3rd?
Yeah, can we put it on what's the
The
next date?
10th would be the next one.
The work session, push it back to the second meeting.
Okay.
That would give us, I think that would give more opportunity for the public to weigh in as well.
That's fine. Like I said, I just don't want to hold up things or as far as what needs to be treated and done like that, because there's windows of opportunities there where you have to do certain treatments for the course to get ready for the upcoming year. So I don't know. And I guess we don't have anything next Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Why not?
We have a budget.
We have anything else? No, we don't have a budget next Tuesday.
No, we don't.
But we got the budget the 3rd. After the regular meeting. And the whole thing. And then we usually have a regular work session on the 10th. I didn't know if we had any other items to discuss next Tuesday or not, just kind of spread it out. I mean, I kind of rather have a small, rather than have marathon sessions, just have 3 or 4 or 5 items. I think the work session we had last Tuesday,
Yes.
I think that worked out really well, time-wise. We got things accomplished.
So if I'm understanding correctly, you want to have, you want to discuss it on the 3rd and vote it on the 10th. Is that
One time, I was thinking about having a work session next Tuesday.
So you're asking for a special work session?
If there's other items, not just for this, but if there are other items that could be put on there, and I don't know what else you got on the plate, Mr. Stanley.
At this point, I don't think we really have anything that's. I don't think so either.
Can we have the work session prior to the March 3rd meeting, or is time so up
We
against?
could come in the morning early.
Or we could just have an adjournment, you go to work session, or just have it out in the public too, if there's more stuff, and then we can come back and vote on it during that meeting. So the 3rd would work.
March 3rd?
Have a work session on
All right, so I'll make a motion that we postpone the decision till March 3rd.
or table.
Are we done with all of that?
I second
Somebody
that.
needs a second.
I second that.
Okay,
Is
so
it-
I'm understanding this, we're going to discuss it and vote on it March 3rd.
We're gonna discuss it, it'll remain to be seen if we actually do take a vote. We may want more.
Right.
I think we want to look at it closely and make sure everybody feels comfortable with it.
Okay. So would you state your motion one more time so it's very clear?
All right, I make the motion that we table this decision until after the work session on March 3rd.
I'll second that again. Okay.
Any further discussion? All those in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
That was painful.
It's all right.
Growing pains.
Save money, I think.